What's up, Trek Nation, and welcome back to After the Snap. It's me, Tasha Pierce, bringing you my thoughts on Star Trek Picard, Season 3, Episode 7, Dominion. Goes a little something like this. Crippled, cornered, and out of options, Jean-Luc Picard stages a gambit to trap Vadic and reveal her true motive. This gamble puts the USS Titan in the crosshairs and forces Picard and Beverly Crusher to question every moral code they've ever held. Now, if you have not yet watched Dominion, what are you even doing? I need you to stop, collaborate, and listen. No, but stop, go back, watch Star Trek Picard, Season 3, Episode 7, Dominion, and then come on back here. I'll wait. For everybody else who's on board, let's go. Episode 7, Dominion. Now, as far as episodes go, this one ticked the boxes of things that we wanted to happen. We wanted to know Vadic's motive. We wanted the Titans to get the understanding that they are out here in space alone. We got a little bit more of understanding of Jack's powers, I think. Then we got these emotional scenes with Geordi and Data / lore. Now, as much as I love them, those emotional scenes probably seem the most out of place in this episode. I know I'm a buzzkill for saying that, but by the time we got Data to assist, Jack and Sydney had already fought the changelings off with some very weird mind control telepathy. It was like Jack had the cheat codes. So, no matter how I felt like the timeliness of Geordi and Data lore was off, the content was beautiful. It's just another outstanding and heartwarming performance from LeVar Burton, added with Brent Spiner. I cannot wait to see more from them. Also, I want to say how excited I was to see Tim Russ almost reprise his role as Tuvok. I thought the crew of the Titan had finally found an ally, but alas, this Tuvok was a filthy changeman. Our heroes are truly on their own. And this is why I think Picard's insistence on proving the conspiracy to Starfleet is futile. Starfleet has been compromised, and those who haven't been are surrounded by those who have. The voice of one ship, even one with the great Jean-Luc Picard, would get lost in the changeling echo chamber. So now, we need to just come to terms with the fact that there's no help coming. We also got our fourth Janeway name drop. It's like she's the only admiral in Starfleet besides Picard, and I hope there's a reason they keep bringing her up, and it's not just because they can. Also, our crew comes to the conclusion that Data / lore would know why the changelings have stolen Picard's body. Now, I can't figure out why he would know, besides we need him to know in order to keep the story going. Seriously, why? Like, is lore part of the changeling plan? He says it's more the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So is there more to his involvement? I mean, help me see what I'm missing here, Trek Nation. Now, the part of the episode I wish we had more time with was the scenes of Vadic telling her origin story. There is a lot to unpack in those scenes, which is why I invite you to join me on Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Central for my live stream. That's when we take deeper dives into these episodes, talk more in depth about Easter eggs and the such, and share theories. So, I hope to see you there. Anywho, here are the cliff notes on Vadic's origin story. Section 31 experimented on changeling POWs during the Dominion War. The Proteus Project, as it was named, used torture to force the captured changelings to evolve. The plan was to then use them as spies to cause chaos in other interplanetary governments. Now, Vadic liberated herself, and using the form of the doctor who experimented on her, she formed an army. And her soldiers knew that they would suffer pain and have a shorter lifespan, but they thought their cause was worth it. Their cause? To bring Starfleet down using the monsters it created. It's hard to hear that story and not feel some type of way. Vadic has known nothing but pain since meeting with Starfleet in Section 31. As she implied, barely out of the gates of war, Starfleet escalated to genocide. And Picard's argument is basically, y'all started it. Now, even though that's true, it's petty. We also saw how history is written by the winners of war. Starfleet had its citizens convinced that they had given the cure for the morphogenic virus to the changelings, when in fact, Odo negotiated with the female changeling to deliver the cure after the Federation voted not to give it to them. It made me wonder if anybody else was thinking back to all the series that we saw from the 80s on to the early aughts and wonder, What if we watch these experiences from an outsider's perspective? Will we think of Starfleet as the heroes? Now, in the past, I've playfully called them colonizers, but when you think about it, isn't that true? At the end of it all, it's easy to feel sorry for Vadic until you take into consideration everything that Section 31 did to her, changelings did to others. It's never any fun when the rabbits got the gun. Anywho, Picard and Beverly's moral dilemma wasn't whether or not to help Vadic. That's what I thought it would be. It was whether or not to kill her. They played the quickest game of rock, paper, scissors and landed on killing her. Discussing how quickly they arrived at murder being the only option is something I think is best left for Sunday's live stream. But let's just say, I didn't recognize these two people at that moment. And let's be clear, it only took a moment for them to come to that realization. One moment they were wondering where their moral compass was, and the next moment they were like, let's kill the bitch. Once Lore began helping the changelings, things really went sideways. I guess the plan to bring them onto the Titan was sound, but it definitely didn't take into account that none of the scrappers were on board. Do we really think Vadic and them would have overtaken the ship that quickly if Worf, Raffi, and Riker were there? Nope. That's why the writers made sure they weren't. Simple shit. And Shaw, I'm so disappointed in him. He really is a lame captain. They're gonna have to do a lot to redeem him in my eyes in these last couple of episodes. He just has got no dog in him. He folded way too easily when stuff went left. I was really pissed that Vadic overtook that ship. I'm talking big mad that she was sitting in the captain's chair. But maybe this means we're gonna finally get an answer for this Jack issue. So I've been leaning into this Borg/Locutus angle over the past couple of weeks, but I don't know. This is some really bizarre-ish Jack is capable of doing. He's reading minds, and then I think, is it because of endorphins? Can he read Sydney's thoughts because they share a mutual attraction and the endorphins make it easy for him to read her thoughts? That could be similar to the Borg Queen and Agnes from last season, but executed far better. Or it could be something else entirely. I'm still leaning Borg, but if I heard something more plausible, my mind could be changed. I'm not sure if I brought that up here yet, but Evil Boss Face, the cadence of his voice sounds an awful lot like Jean-Luc Picard / Patrick Stewart. So when I listen to that, I cannot unhear Patrick Stewart's voice being modulated. So you guys let me know what you think about Evil Boss Face and that voice modulating. As far as the rating, on my regular 5-point scale, I give this one a 4. It's a slower paced episode that seems to be the first of a set that might best be viewed together like a two-part. We'll see next week. So if that turns out to be the case, I do reserve the right to amend this score. But what do you think? What is your rating for Star Trek Picard Season 3, Episode 7, Dominion? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to read them. While you're there, please smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn those notifications to the on position so you won't miss an upload or a live stream. You can further support After the Snap Movies and TV by sliding me a super thanks or by becoming a member like these fine folks. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me again this week. I will see you in the next one. Live long and prosper. Peace.